Looking for a way to get healthy? The Chef You and I program has the answer. Kathryn Raaker and chefs from around the nation will teach even the most inexperienced how to cook. Come into their kitchen and watch them take ordinary foods with loads of calories and fat and turn those foods into healthier dishes. You will be the first to get tips and ideas on foods that are easy to prepare. Now let's join Kathryn and today's chef and learn how to make today's recipes.
Hi, this is Kathryn Raaker of the Chef You and I, and we have with us tonight our guest chef, who I love having on. His name is Father Andrew Umberg. If you're not familiar with him, you will love him. He is the pastor of St. Joseph's Church in North Bend and a very good friend of mine. So, Father, welcome.
Thank you.
We're going to do this in memory of who today? Our best friend.
Our best friend, Mary Lou Ollier.
Who passed away?
Just in 2018, so last year, she, as you know, was a very beautiful person, a wonderful, happy wife and mother, and a woman who showed hospitality to so many people, and became a great cook.
Singer, too.
And a great singer as well, yes.
Right,
yes.
And we miss her a lot. And I remember how many things she taught me about chocolate.
Oh, yes. She was a great cook.
She was a great cook, and she was just a super friend. So it's for you, Mary Lou, and your family, right?
Yes. Mary Lou.
Okay. All right. So the first thing that we're going to do, Father, is what? What are we making tonight for our audience?
We're making Mary Lou's lasagna.
Mary Lou's lasagna.
Yeah, Mary Lou never was allowed in the kitchen when she was growing up.
Really?
She lost her mother when she was young, and her father hired a woman to cook for them. And and then I think later on she had a stepmother, but she was never really welcome in the kitchen.
That's it.
Yes. So when she got married, she says, her husband said, well, what are we going to eat tonight? And it occurred to her that she didn't have a clue. So, I mean, I'm sure they made something. I'm sure they didn't start. But then she started getting cookbooks out of the library as a hobby. She studied them and studied them. She wasn't afraid to tweak the recipe any way you wanted. So I don't know how much of this is Mary Lou or how much of it's a recipe from back in the 50s when she would have been doing a lot of that research. But she researched throughout her life, always open to learning new things about cooking and everything.
And you know, when you grow up in a family, and I was born in 44, so my family in the 50s, I was a little kid, but I was around my mom and my grandmother who used to love to cook. So I was just always there watching them and learning how to make stuff. So being around Mary Lou was great because I don't know how she made her candy, but I'll tell you what, it was the best. Right?
Yes, and my mom is a very sweet and tolerant woman, mother of 7, and my mom let me goof around in the kitchen when I was 9 or 10, and I continued to goof around in the kitchen. And now I'm 55, and I'm still goofing around.
You're still goofing around in the kitchen, but you went to chef school, so that made a difference.
I did. I went a little bit.
You went a little bit, and I'll tell you, being not a culinary chef, but being a personal chef, which I was for a while, I really enjoyed it. So we're going to go ahead and do what first, Father?
Well, to start the lasagna, we're supposed to get some ingredients and put them in a skillet, or what we have is somewhere
It's
halfway.
a Dutch oven. That's a Dutch oven. Father, we need to put all of this in our Dutch oven.
Okay, and yes, we've got it on the stove. So how about if you start by putting this 1 pound of mild Italian sausage into the Dutch oven, and this ½ pound of ground chuck.
Okay, so let me do that.
Okay.
That's why I have the gloves on.
Okay. And I will turn on the skillet. And not the skillet, but the Dutch oven.
Yeah, that's all right. Don't worry about it. These are great to work with. And let me get the ground beef.
Okay, so we've got the Italian sausage in here and the ground beef going in. And then nice and quickly then, if we can go ahead and I'm going to start chopping the onion a little bit.
Okay. And let me get let me wash my hands off a minute. And I'm going to get the things so that we can break this up a little bit, Father.
Okay.
All right. Okay, that should be fine.
So this is just, we only need a ½ cup of chopped onion, but we'll also use a little bit later on another project. So
Okay. We're back, and we chopped up the onion, Father.
okay, and now what I'll need to do is throw in, let's see, I need about a half cup, and I'm saying,
Here.
it looks like a half cup to
Yeah,
me,
that's a
doesn't
half
it to you?
That is a half a cup.
There we go.
Okay.
That'll do the trick.
You sure? You
That
don't want-
will.
don't
I
want
will
more?
use the other stuff for something else.
Oh, okay.
And then, here we go. We've got that in.
Okay.
Then, if
else
you
do you
go
need?
ahead and stir that in a little bit then.
Okay. Can I move this water, and then I can?
Sure, if you want to move it back a little bit. Yeah, sure,
Yeah,
sure.
I'm
the
gonna
back burner.
I'm gonna move it back here, Father.
Okay, and then,
Then I can move that over here. That'd be
Okay.
easier since I'm right-handed.
okay.
Right?
Great.
That's good, Father.
You work on that a little bit then. Okay,
Yeah.
so the other things that we need to add here are what? I'm following Mary Lou's recipe more closely than I would my own recipe.
No, because you
yes, I
usually
wanna
are
make
like who?
Yeah,
That loves
so
to
okay,
do.
so we're
Yeah.
sautéing. Let's see, we also need 2 cloves of garlic chopped, and I
Which-
have that. I'll throw that in just a moment.
Okay.
So we have again a pound of mild Italian sausage, a half pound of ground beef. This happens to be 80-20 chuck roast,
Yeah.
but you could use much leaner. And then we need 2 tablespoons of sugar. Interestingly,
You know
and-
why? Do you know why you use the sugar? I'll tell you why.
why is that?
Why is that? It cuts the acid in the actual recipe.
Oh, okay.
I use sugar all the time,
And we'll have a lot of tomato in here, won't we?
and that's what
helpful,
it
too.
cuts the acid
Okay.
in the tomato.
She has a tablespoon of salt. I'm going to go a little bit lighter than that.
Okay,
So
okay.
here is the about a tablespoon of salt, but I'm going with about more like 2 teaspoons of salt. There we go. If you'll
Okay.
stir that in for me.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit more for good show. Okay.
Okay.
And then also the pepper goes in. Let's see.
Okay.
And that we have tonight we're using a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. Pre-measured here.
Okay.
And I like it extra peppery, so we went.
We know that.
It was a very generous 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. Okay, and then fennel seed. I like fennel seed
I
in
love
Italian
fennel.
food. It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so now we're supposed to have a half teaspoon of that, and we measured this out ahead of time. So again, it might be a generous half teaspoon, but that's fine because I love that fennel. And in it goes. Okay.
Okay, Father. That's
If you
good.
toss that around a little bit more then. Okay, and then we're going to make, well, wait, okay, so right now we have the onion, garlic, and meat in the pan.
Right.
And then we're to add the sugar, salt, basil, fennel, pepper, and half of the parsley. Okay, we're not doing this, I guess, as well as I thought following that recipe, but we're doing a good job. I'm sure it's going to work fine.
It's gonna be fine as long as they mix together.
Yeah,
That's all that
maybe
counts.
Mary Lou will pray for us. So anyway, so here we go. So what I need now is some parsley chopped. So I'll hand you some parsley to chop.
Thank you.
Okay, we've rinsed this off already, and it was in the colander in the sink. So now we'll.
How much parsley do you
We
want?
need just 1/8 of a cup. We'll need a total of a 1/4 cup. So later on, you will chop a little bit more. If you chop that nice and finely, that'll be plenty for now. Yes.
Okay, I'll put that
Okay.
down. Or put it
so-
right here in the Bagwell, our sponsor.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I want to do a little a special transfer here of some of this because we're going to make some of it
For me.
for dietary concerns. We're going to have some without garlic. So I really haven't added the garlic yet. So
Good.
I'm going to move some of this meat into here. And this is for your little corner of it, okay?
Yeah, that's fine. Because I love lasagna, actually.
Well, great. Okay. And
Do
then
you
I'm
make
gonna
it
get that garlic.
without, do you make vegetable in it?
I'm sorry?
Have you ever made vegetable lasagna?
I've never made it. I've had it.
I
think
can
it's
teach you.
nice.
I can teach you how to make that. That's
I
good.
would love that. I would love that. So we're supposed to have 2 cloves of garlic. I simply have some chopped garlic,
That's
from
a
the
good.
store in a jar.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put 2 cloves in, which to me seems about like a little short of a tablespoon of chopped garlic, and I'll put
Right.
that right on in there. Okay, and in fact, since we've held the garlic for you, to me, there's a rule. You can't have too much garlic.
We
So-
know.
Okay. So anyway, yeah, it's a well-known rule among many cooks. In fact, I
Right.
think every cook, except
Except
for those that
Kathryn
can't
Raaker.
tolerate garlic for whatever reason. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm sure for
How
very
much
good
more,
reasons.
Bart? How much you want me to chop more?
Let's see, that's about a quarter cup. Let me put half of it in right now.
Okay, here you can do this. This is what we
Okay,
have
yeah,
these
yeah,
for.
those are very nice.
Isn't that nice?
And I see you have your bag caddy there. Very nice.
Yeah, that's right. That's Bagwell. I gave you one of those.
I know, I have it.
Oh, good.
It's a cherished possession.
I know it is. They've been our sponsor a long time, Father.
Oh, I'm sorry. I need a little bit more of the
Parsley?
parsley for your
Mine.
stuff.
And I love parsley. It's so good.
Okay, and
All right,
then
now what?
I still haven't thrown in. Did I put in the salt yet? I think I did.
Yeah,
yes.
you did. You didn't put the
we've
sugar
done that. I
in.
didn't put the sugar in. So again, 2 tablespoons of sugar to get our tomato product nice. So I'll
Right.
put some in here
That's fine.
in your batch, just a
Okay.
tiny bit.
Okay.
And then I'll put the rest in here.
Okay.
And if
Yeah.
you'll give that a stir for me.
Yeah, I
Thank
will.
you.
Yeah.
Okay,
Good.
we're working our way down.
Okay.
Okay, back to the recipe. It's nice. I don't get this on the pages. Instead, I'll get food all over my phone instead of the recipe book, I guess. That'll be what we do. But, so.
This
we
is
have
almost done, Father.
Okay, good deal. If you're just, okay, then we're ready to add the tomato product.
Okay.
I just want to review real quick. So again, saute onion, garlic, and meat in pan, stirring frequently until browned. We can brown it a little bit more. The sugar will also help the meat brown, I believe.
Yeah, I
Okay,
think so, too.
and we have the salt, fennel, pepper, and half of the parsley. Again, it's a quarter cup parsley, but we use half of it. What we did not put in yet is any of our, our nice, you have frozen basil, so it
And
calls
it's
for
good.
some.
It's really good. You want me to chop it up a little?
That would be great. It calls for a decent amount of basil, so go ahead and throw that in.
And
It's
actually,
a
Mary Lee was the
teaspoon and a
one.
half of dried. So, and again, to me, you can't have too much basil either. So go ahead and throw some in yours and throw some in the main one.
Yeah, and this is
Okay.
the easiest way to do your basil, and you can freeze it. And I usually grind it up, Father, so you
Okay.
can use it for everything. And then you use it all year round.
Good deal. Okay,
Good
now
deal.
we're supposed to add the tomatoes and the tomato paste.
Okay.
So I'm going to try to mix up. It calls for 4 cups of canned tomatoes. Okay, and
4
so
cups.
it doesn't say which kind, so I chose diced.
Right.
Okay, so and I have 3 cans, which will be close enough to 4
Mm-hmm.
cups for me.
Okay.
I'll put half of a cup into your special batch here.
Okay, Father.
Okay, so I've got that. That's nice. And they're supposed to be undrained, so we're following that nice and closely.
Yeah.
So again, 3 cans. Again, 4 cups is what the recipe formally calls for.
That's a
okay?
lot. That's actually a lot of tomatoes.
Yeah, and then
Then
so-
tomato paste.
yes, tomato paste, and it calls for 2 6-ounce cans of tomato paste. These little teeny
Right,
ones. I'll
right.
throw in a little bit into your batch, but then the rest
of it
goes here.
goes in
Yeah,
here.
yeah. So again, the 2 full cans would go into your batch, unless you're
Right.
doing a special dietary needs one for the other part.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
This is nice. And then I'm supposed to add a half cup of water to this too, so we'll do that.
Okay,
I
Father.
was thinking this is going to be a little bit thick here. So, and again,
Yeah.
so undrained tomatoes, just 4 cups, and then the 2 little cans of tomato paste
Right.
with all our other nice ingredients. And we have our basil in there
Yes,
too, right?
we do.
Okay, wonderful.
Okay, did you get the other one?
I
Oh,
did
no,
not yet. Here we go.
Okay.
Here we go. Okay. And in it goes.
I think lasagna was one of the first things I learned how to make besides spaghetti. So that was back in the day when I could eat garlic, Father. Whoops.
Oops, look at that.
Yeah, well, don't worry. There's no mistakes in cooking either. That's why. As long as it tastes good, right?
Yeah, I think burning is the only real
Thing that you can.
crime. Yeah, overcooking in general, but burning
Right.
especially can be.
Okay. So how long are you
nice.
actually going to cook this? Because in my recipe, you don't have to cook it that long because you're going to be cooking.
Right. Mary Lou recommends letting it really get boiling. I'll leave it on nice and high because I'm going to
Oh, you
add.
do?
Yeah.
Are you
Because
going
I'm
to add
gonna
water
add some
to
water
it?
to it. I am.
Okay.
And guess what? We have some nice hot water right here, so I'm going to go ahead and.
Why don't you use, why don't we use a scoop, Father? There's a scoop back there that you can use, and that way you don't
Okay.
get burned.
I will use a ladle to put in our half cup of water then.
And then we're going to have to take a break, Father.
Okay, that sounds great.
Does that sound good to you?
Yes, and that was a very generous half cup of water we just
Okay,
added.
so we're going to take a very short break. And on that note, we'll be right back on Kathryn Raaker's The Chef You and I with our featured guest, Father Andrew Umberg from St. Joseph's of North Bend.
Move it! Yes, sir! Move that
Many will hear the calling. Few will earn the title. United States Marine. The few, the proud, the Marines.
ballerina.
Sometimes all it takes to be a dad is remembering how to be a kid again. Take time to be a dad today.
No more, it's none of my business.
No more, he didn't mean it.
No more, not my problem.
No more, she was flirting with him.
No more, she was asking for it.
No more, boys will be boys.
No more, I'll say something next time.
No more bystanding.
No more ignorance.
No more excuses.
No more.
We're back on The Chef You and I with Father Andrew Umberg, our featured guest, and we're making Mary Lou Ollier's lasagna. So now what, Father?
Okay, now we're doing a cheese mixture, and this is something that I had never heard of except for from Mary
Really?
Lou. But again, maybe, and that is, well, to put some cottage cheese. Okay, my mom used to make this with cottage cheese. On her recipe, it says cottage or ricotta. But when I had her
use
lasagna,
Yeah.
you use ricotta, okay. You use ricotta normally?
I always
okay.
do.
Okay. Well, my mom always used
Well,
the
because
cottage
it's cheaper.
cheese.
It's-
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
Even
which
cheaper
one?
than cottage. Or which one's cheaper?
I think ricotta's cheaper than cottage cheese.
Oh, okay. Well, then I
Okay.
messed that up. Oh, well.
Okay, that's all
So
right. Don't worry
anyway-
about it.
Well, anyway, then
You
we're putting
add-
in 1 egg.
Right, which I always do. Wait a minute, where is
Okay, so maybe this is not that exotic of a trick then.
that? And then you put
Okay.
Parmesan cheese in it too.
Well, that's for Mary Lou's recipe, and I
You
want to
don't?
respect this tonight.
Okay.
Well, let me see. Now, watch me be wrong. Okay, so it says, what, in medium bowl, combine the cottage cheese, egg, remaining parsley, and salt.
Okay. Hold
Okay, so here's some of our salt. We're putting a little bit more of this kosher salt in.
on. Okay. Some people put most
So I
of,
put in maybe another quarter teaspoon.
a
Okay.
lot of Italian cooks use Parmesan, Parmesano.
Okay.
They do, but
So we have another
this is-
eighth of a cup of
parsley.
of parsley. Wonderful.
Okay, we should
Okay.
use all that up.
So I think we have everything in there, right?
Yeah,
The
right.
parsley, salt mixed well. Okay. You've mixed it well.
Uh-huh.
Now we have our tomato sauce cooking. It's thickening. She recommends stirring occasionally and letting it simmer for an hour and a half.
That's a long
We won't do
time.
that. We won't do that tonight. But it's great lasagna. But we're going to do it a little less time than that. But again, an
Okay.
hour and a half, stirring occasionally on low heat is what she recommends. We've turned up the gas a little bit and made it heat a little bit faster.
But you
to
know what
thicken
you
it
could do, Father, is you could also put it in a slow cooker, or to do it, or even
that's true.
whatever.
Our next thing then is
Okay.
to put in 12 lasagna noodles.
All right.
So here is the box of lasagna, and let's see if you can go ahead and, well, here I'll move this over.
You don't want to break them, do you?
No, we don't want to. And somehow this got turned down a little bit.
Well, I turned it down, but it's been boiling for a long time, Father.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're putting 12 in.
All right.
Okay, and so again, 12 nice curly lasagna noodles. What are we up to there, Kathryn?
We're almost there. We only have 2 more. Okay, now do you stir yours?
Yes, I like to stir the lasagna a little bit to make sure it doesn't stick together too badly. I'm going to use the ladle that we used before to make sure the lasagna gets all down into the pan properly.
Okay. So now the oven is actually ready.
Okay, we've preheated the oven to 375.
Okay.
Okay, and so we're boiling our lasagna noodles, or getting it back up to a nice boiling temperature.
Okay. And how long are you going to boil this for, Father?
She recommends 9 or 10 minutes. We might go a little less than that, but
right. You don't want to get them too done because they still cook while they're in the oven, Father.
okay.
Okay. And you know, I started using the ones that you don't even have to boil. Have you tried?
The oven-ready ones.
They're wonderful.
Okay. I saw them tonight, but for the show, I thought it'd be nice.
That's all right. I've used them on the show, but they're really, really, really good. Okay. So
Wonderful.
that looks pretty good to me. So we'll
give it 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Okay.
Well, we'll give it, because it's not quite boiling. We'll give it 10 minutes from now.
That's good.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to look and see what time it is. We got 10 minutes to go.
Okay, so the next thing I would like to do then is make a salad to go with this.
Okay, so we're going to take a real short break. We're going to clean up a little bit, and then we'll make our salad. How about that?
Wonderful.
Okay, we'll take a short break, and we'll be right back on The Chef You and I with Kathryn Raaker and Father Andrew Umberg.
Calls me googly eyes.
You know you're beautiful, right? You know that?
Even you're beautiful. I got bullied for wearing glasses. Share if you're against bullying.
We put it out there, just took off. 3 million people have shared this post. Don't let bullies get you down. I stand with you. Our whole family's wearing glasses. I wear glasses and I'm proud.
I even have the army on my team.
All the kind comments brought my child joy. I don't feel thank you is enough.
That's
It's always been a part of me to fight for those who couldn't fight for themselves. Whether on my block or around the world. My name is First Lieutenant King, and I move toward the sounds of those who are in need of help.
The few, the proud, the Marines.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
We are back on The Chef You and I. And Father, this is a piece de resistance when we put the lasagna together.
Exactly,
right?
Exactly. We have the meat mixture back here.
Right.
We covered it part of the time. Mary Lou's recipe says turn it down, cover it, and let it simmer for an hour and a half. We did a little bit less than that, but instead we cooked it uncovered and stirred it very frequently.
Okay.
She still says stir it occasionally.
Whoops, sorry.
So I think we're ready.
We're ready to do it?
Then. So
Okay.
she says take a. She refers to this now where the tomatoes are, even though the meat and everything is in it. She refers to it as the sauce, and we put in 1.5 cups. This is a 1 cup measure.
Right.
And we put in a cup
and a half.
and a half.
All right. You know what they call that in Italy? Gravy.
Oh, okay. Yes, I've heard that before.
I
know
know.
what? I'm going to get a little bit more generous.
Yeah,
I'm putting a little bit more.
right.
I'm going to have a nice juicy lasagna here.
So then what's
Okay.
the next step, Father?
Well, the next step is, because I moved this into your corner, this is going to be your corner.
You know what?
there.
I can make a little. I've got a little container that I can make my own stuff.
Okay, okay. Well, there you go. Then I'm going to put in even a little bit more.
Yeah,
so
you
I'm
should.
putting in, because I don't know.
Because it'll get mixed up anyhow.
Yes.
I don't want that.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
All right.
Okay, so the next move is then we're supposed to cover this with lasagna noodles, okay?
All right. I can do that, Father.
And apparently she says 6 of them, so she says put them lengthwise and let them overlap some.
All right. Oops.
Okay, and they are a nice length for that pan. I guess someone figured that out somewhere along
I don't know,
the dry
9 by
pasta
13.
business.
Who knows?
Okay, so, and then so a cup and a half sauce, then layer with 6 lasagna lengthwise and overlapping to cover.
Okay.
Spread with half of the ricotta mixture. So here's our ricotta mixture. Again, this is actually it's cottage cheese. It's cottage cheese and what do we have in there? Parsley, chopped parsley,
and an egg.
Egg and
That's
a little bit
what
of salt.
binds it. Did
Egg
you know?
and salt.
You know that binds it, right?
Yeah, I knew that the egg would be the binding element in it, which is nice.
This looks like a healthier one than mine.
That would be like Mary Lou.
She was really a
now-
healthy person.
Yeah, she might have, I think these recipes were abbreviated a little bit. I think
Right.
she would have drained the meat to make it even healthier, at the beginning. I think she might have browned the meat a little bit with the stuff and then maybe got rid of some of the meat fat. Not that it's too bad, but we can't see how much there's in it, so
Okay.
we don't want
So,
Okay,
I'm
then
gonna
our
put this
next
over
thing
here.
is to top with a third of the mozzarella. We
Okay,
need.
I need to get the
we
mozzarella
Have we have
out.
a brick of mozzarella, and we need to cut 1/3 of that. She wants 3/4 of a pound of mozzarella. So we want let's see, a 1/4 pound mozzarella then sliced.
Okay, I'm gonna put this here for a minute. How do you want me to do
I
that?
want sliced in thin slices.
One.
Okay. Yeah, just slice a lot, and then I'll start putting them in.
Here we go.
I'm putting them slightly
Cheese is
sideways.
one of my favorite things on earth.
It is nice stuff. So we're supposed to only have 1/3 of the cheese together, and so.
Well, if
These
you're
are
gonna do
slightly thick.
if you're gonna do another
Well,
round,
okay,
we've got some shredded too.
Okay.
Okay, don't
But-
worry.
okay,
it's gonna
so-
come out perfect, Father.
Okay, so we're
1,
putting 1/3
2.
or a half of the cheese in, depending on your preference.
Yeah, some people.
Again, as long as it ends up, I don't know a lot about cooking lasagna, but I'm sure if everything ends up in this pan, like you say,
It's
will
going to
turn
be
out
fine.
wonderful.
It's going to be coming
Okay.
fine because it all meshes together.
Wonderful.
Okay. All right.
And then we're supposed to put in
Another
some
thing.
Parmesan cheese.
Oh yeah.
So I have some Parmesan cheese, and let's see. No, I have I'm doing a Parmesan Romano mix, which is
That's good.
cheating a little bit.
That's good.
But okay.
But
because
it's
that's what I
really
do.
good. You know what? All my Italian friends that are actually chefs and cooks, they use Romano and Parmigiano together.
Okay.
You know?
So that's about a 1/4 cup. We're supposed to do a 1/4 cup each time.
Okay.
So I think we've got it.
Okay, now
a
add-
little bit more sauce, huh?
Okay, let's do that.
I'll even hold this over here real close, okay?
Good.
It's not so hot to burn my hands or anything, so
No,
it's
it's
safe.
not, thank
You always
God.
want to check that before you pick up a glass pan filled with
Yeah.
hot stuff.
Well, you want to spread this.
Yeah, and maybe a little bit more.
Yeah, I think so too. I made chili last night, by the way.
Nice.
This is the time of year you can do that, Father, and
I'll
it
spread
tastes
that with
great.
a spatula then. I'll spread that with a
Okay.
spatula.
There's a spatula right there, Father.
Okay.
Behind
and then,
you.
And then another what?
Row or
row of lasagna noodles is
Okay.
called for.
Okay.
Another
All
nice
right, and this
thick
time I'll do
row.
it the right way.
Okay.
Right one. Wait a minute.
Okay.
All right. I'll do it right, don't worry. This is what she's talking about. So that there's no that it's overlapped, right?
Yeah, so there's no part where
It's
There
not
isn't
taken
noodles.
care of.
So she says put 6 of them on lengthwise, overlapping. So you're
I'm
doing
overlapping
it.
it.
Judge, I know you're doing it perfectly in conformity with the recipe. Normally, you know, we kind of do our own creative stuff here. And,
Yeah, I do. Right. And one more.
That's 5. That's a generous amount of pasta.
Yeah, that is. So, and if you didn't want to have that much pasta, then you could cut that down a little. Okay, but that wouldn't be Mary Lou's recipe, though. Okay, so there we go. Now.
Okay, I want to now see. Now, okay, so once we do that, then.
Didn't you put the rest?
Repeat layering, starting with 6 lasagna and ending with 1.5 cups sauce. So I guess we kind of mirror that. Go ahead and put on the rest of the ricotta.
Okay.
Then we'll put on some more mozzarella and some more Parmesan.
Yeah.
And then the top of it then, we'll put a little bit more mozzarella and Parmesan.
And I've got
That's
more
what gets repeated at the top. Oh, we're fine, I think.
We're fine.
Thank you.
That's
I'll come over here and I'll slice a little bit more of this cheese.
Yeah, that would be good for them.
And here we go. Okay. Okay, that's enough for this layer then. Oh, okay, and we'll finish it all out. And she didn't say to put it on diagonally, but I'm going to do this. I think it's kind of nice and pretty that way.
Yeah, it's really nice.
I don't know, maybe it'll make a mess when we're serving it, but we'll give it a shot. We'll just give it a shot, and guess what?
Lasagna,
You know what?
a lasagna is good no matter what.
That's right, and it's going to be a little bit messy no matter what.
Yeah, it is. You're doing great.
Like life, lasagna's got to be a little messy. Okay, There we go.
Now
okay.
Now what?
Okay, now we can ladle on, oh wait, I'm supposed to put on a little bit more Parmesan. Will you go ahead and take this Parmesan Romano and give that a nice generous sprinkling?
Let me.
Yeah, break up some of those little balls of cheese there.
Okay, we did that. All right. I love this cheese. I use it on everything.
So about a 1/4 cup there, and we're going to put some on the top too. Okay, I think we're good to go.
All right,
okay.
now, don't you want to put some more sauce on there?
Yes, yes, yes. Can you get it from this side? Is that
Yeah,
okay?
I can.
Will that work?
Yeah, it's fine.
Ladle on very generously. We still have a lot of sauce here, so.
And you can save the sauce, you know.
Sure.
Watch your fingers.
But maybe that was more than 4 cups when I put in those 3 cans.
I think that was more than 4 cups.
Okay.
Well, that's all right. I mean, you know, this is really good for you anyhow, right?
Yes, and go ahead and get real generous with this one then.
Hold on. Yeah, this is good.
Yeah, we're going to be able to use all this sauce one way or the other.
Good.
I think it's just more than 1.5 cups. I would say use half the sauce. So we're only doing 2 layers of sauce, right?
Yeah.
So use, instead of 1.5 cups, just use half the meat sauce that you made in the pan.
Pull this
okay?
out. Wait a minute.
And I don't think anyone, at least I never said, this lasagna has too much meat and sauce in it.
No,
I've never said that myself.
actually, I think it's got great amounts that you're doing it with. Actually, that's good. You're done.
Okay, then
Hold a minute.
one more little scoop, and you're close to you there.
Oh yeah.
Okay, we'll get that all in there. Very nice.
Very nice. All right, we're done.
And then I'll use that spatula again.
Okay, I'll give it to you.
Okay.
Here, and then you can just spread it.
Yes, I'm gonna get it nice. All that cheese I want covered.
Okay.
Oops. And then I just made some fall into the thing somehow. I don't
Are you
know.
going to put a little bit more cheese on the top?
Yes, we are. We're going to put a little bit of
Do you want
both
some shred?
kinds.
Do you want some shredded?
No, I think
You
we're
think
in
you're
good
fine?
shape. I think
Okay.
we're really in good
well,
shape.
you've got enough. You've got enough cheese here to do another layer.
Exactly, and that's just what we'll do is one more layer. Okay.
Okay.
So we are good to go. Okay, there's the spatula, all
Thank
yours.
you.
Okay, and then I will cut some more of these nice thin, fairly thin slices.
Pardon
and
me?
I'll cut them in half a little bit.
Okay.
So that we can nice and evenly
You
distribute
still have
this
enough
bunch.
there?
We do, but I mean, I know you love cheese, and I do too. But
What you're eating this,
we
I'm
want to
not.
make this healthy. Oh, that's the case, and let's throw all the cheese. I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
right. I've got cheese for mine. Whatever.
Okay. I'm going to cut these in half.
Right.
It just says sliced mozzarella. So you could buy a bag of already sliced mozzarella. I'll give you some of these, and then we're just going to put them in some pattern that we think is nice.
Mm-hmm.
All over the top of this.
Mm-hmm. Are we going to sprinkle some more Parmigiano?
Yes, if you'll go ahead and do that. In fact, I think you can finish off the thing.
Okay.
If there's about a 1/4 cup in there, and I believe there is. Oh, and here's another piece of Parmesan going bagging. We don't want that. And if we can get this little corner.
Okay, hold on. I got more.
Okay.
Okay. Oops.
And then
What?
into the oven it goes.
All right. There you go. Let's do it. Okay. Can you open the door for me?
I sure can. Here
All
we
right.
go.
Oh, no. Can you get that
I have
out
a
without hurting yourself?
I think I
Okay.
can.
Okay.
We'll see.
All
This
right.
suspense is killing me.
Okay.
I don't
And
want to melt everything
how
in
long
your
has
kitchen
this gotta
either.
be in there?
I'm sorry. I'm going to just put this up here.
How long?
Okay. Let's see. I do not know. So I guess we'll look at that.
45 minutes.
It might even be longer than that. She says bake 25 minutes. 25 minutes covered with aluminum foil, and then uncover it.
We'll be right back on the Chef You and I with Father Andrew Umberg.
Around the world, around the clock, in defense of all we hold dear back home, America's Navy.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
We're back on the Chef You and I. The lasagna is in the oven.
It's in the oven, and we put some aluminum foil on it. Mary Lou says to bake it 25 minutes, right?
Covered.
Covered. She says put the aluminum foil on and tuck it well, and then after 25 minutes, she says cook it another 25 minutes, again at 375 degrees, or 25 minutes or until it's bubbling.
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 Okay. All right. So we already have it in the oven, and now we're making your garlic bread,
A little
right?
bit of garlic bread, and then we're going to make a little, side item, right? A little pizza for your... For
Little
your,
me, because we
Yeah.
didn't save any noodles.
So what we're going to do is put a little bit of the sauce mixture on a nice piece of French bread or
Yeah.
Italian bread. I like the tough crust of a French bread. And we're also
Yes.
going to use some of the French bread to make garlic bread as well.
Okay,
And
so
we're
do you have any garlic?
I do have some garlic, yes. And
That would be good.
that.
So
Okay,
let's do
so
this
you have
one
some
first.
butter in there. Okay, let's do that. We'll do yours first real quick, right?
Okay.
So we have this mixture. And
Right.
my suggestion is we simply put this right on.
Top of it.
Yes.
Good.
If I were really smart, I would have put it on the other one. But no, you need some nutrition. We're going to be eating plenty of...
Nutrition, right?
yeah.
Uh-huh.
We're going to be eating plenty of
So it's like a
starch
sandwich?
ourselves because...
Is that a sandwich?
Well, I'd call it an open face sandwich, yes.
Okay. All right.
And then we have a little bit of extra stuff to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Someone, I'm sure, can eat this eventually.
Well, I will. Don't worry.
Okay. And then we could put some Parmesan on it, or we can just put some of this Parmesan
Wait, hold
Romano
on a
bread.
minute. Hold on. I'm going to get some extra cheese out.
Okay, then I'm going to put a little layer of Parmesan on first. So you have a little of both going on here.
See, and sometimes when I'm making vegetable lasagna, I use more than just Italian cheeses. I use different kinds of cheeses. So I have to make it sometime for you because it's really good.
Okay.
Now, the
you're putting some
shredded.
shredded.
Yeah.
Some shredded.
Then we can put that in the oven.
Yes, we're going to put these in a pie plate just on the side. Of course, nothing particularly tricky about garlic bread.
Right.
But this is nice. Huh? It's pretty.
Right. So now.
And then if we can melt, I think we only need about half that butter.
Okay.
Because what I would like to do, even put a little bit more back, because I am going to do part olive oil, part
Ooh, I like
butter.
that.
Yeah, we can even a little bit more out. We only need a tiny bit. There we go. So we'll mix this together.
Okay.
And then I'll get a little bit of garlic from my secret garlic suitcase here.
I got to use a little bit of a fork.
Okay. And then I'll just go ahead and put this garlic right in here.
Look.
Sorry.
Sorry about that. Oh, God.
We're putting...
This Guess who this reminds me of on television?
Who's that?
Who do you think? Emerald. Bam, bam. Wouldn't it be nice to have him on our show with you? You'd love that.
Oh, it would be nice.
That's
he doesn't
dream.
return my call. I'm just kidding.
No, but I can call him. I've had him on my show before.
And I've never tried to call him. He seems like a very nice guy.
He is a cool guy. Okay. All right.
Okay, so we'll put this on then.
Okay.
Brush that on there nice and generously.
Okay. Is that all you're going to do is one thing?
Oh, no. I'll cut up a little bit more. And
I think that would be
really
good.
Live it up.
That looks like there's a lot of garlic on there.
I'll tell you what, though. We have only so much room in the inn here.
Okay. Well, you know what you could do is cut it like this.
Okay. Then be my guest. Okay.
Right, like that.
Okay.
And like this. Right, over here.
Okay.
And over here.
Then we'll just do another nice slice then.
Okay, that's good.
And that will do the trick. So anyway, again, garlic bread. Many different ways to slice a piece of garlic bread, huh?
That's the truth.
I would also like to put a little basil.
You want basil?
And we have a little bit of dry basil right here, and we'll go ahead and do that.
Okay, that's good.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Getting the cap off there, okay. And,
there's never too much basil.
We could put some of the chopped parsley on, but I really like this.
Basil.
Yeah, I love basil with garlic. I mean, I'm not the first one to make that observation. Want a little extra basil on your sandwich?
Yeah, a little. I love basil. Do you know what I really love that my husband doesn't like? Cilantro.
Oh, yes. Yes, cilantro is not for everyone. It is for me, by the way.
Okay, want me to cut this in half again?
No, I think...
You can fit it?
Okay, I think I'll be able to get there. Isn't that lovely?
Now we can put... Do you want to put that in the oven quite yet?
Whenever you want to. No, we don't want to, do we? It's 50 minutes away.
Yeah.
I think we're only going to need to bake that about how long? If we go 375, that's a little bit low. If I were baking it separately, I'd turn it up to 400, 425.
Right.
Let's put it in the last 15 minutes.
That's fine.
That's fine. A day.
Okay. We are going to take a short break, and we're going to come back, and you're going to make your famous salad.
Yes.
And it's delicious, by the way. I've tried it. So we'll be right back on The Chef You and I with Father Andrew Umberg from St. Joe's in North Bend. We'll be right back.
Morning, Gary. We are GetSchooled.com. You want a college education, don't you? You know you do. Yeah, but I don't know where to start. That's why we're here. We're free, handsome. I think we're breathtaking. And here to guide you through every step of the way, starting with attendance. Gary, financial aid forms. Biology homework, G. I got this. Is that Bran? Colleges love extracurricular activities. Chess really isn't my thing. I got this. Doesn't matter. Go ahead. Picking a college, man. You and us go together like tacos and Tuesday.
And I love tacos.
Fire and ice.
Those don't really go together.
Go to GetSchooled.com for more info.
calls me googly eyes.
You know you're beautiful, right? You know that?
Even you are beautiful. I got bullied for wearing glasses. Share if you're against bullying.
We put it out there, just took off. 3 million people have shared this post. Don't let bullies get you down. I stand with you. The whole family's wearing glasses. I wear glasses and I'm proud.
I even have the army on my team.
All the kind comments brought my child joy. I don't feel thank you is enough.
Next.
We are back on our show, The Chef You and I, with Father Andrew Umberg of the St. Joseph Church in North Bend, Ohio, in the United States. So, we are making your favorite salad and your favorite salad dressing. So, tell us what I'm doing here.
Well, what we're doing is an orange glaze arugula salad.
Oh, that's so good.
I know you liked it last time. So
I
we're gonna
loved it.
Last time I made it at your house. So go ahead and we're zesting a medium navel orange. We washed it off a little bit, but other than that, we're just
You want a
zesting
whole
it.
Zest?
Yes. Right. You can't have too much orange.
No, you can't.
In the salad dressing. So it's an orange glaze.
Yeah.
And this is my own kind of unorthodox way of making what I call an orange glaze salad dressing. Other
Right.
people would have something else that they would call that. But anyway, so we're going to we have a thing of baby arugula. We're going to throw that in the bowl. And then in a skillet behind me, you can use a skillet or a saucepan. I have just a little skillet. What I am going to do is put a little bit of olive oil, about a quarter cup, into the skillet.
All right.
There we go. We'll go ahead and pour that right in there. This isn't a Mary Lou recipe, so if you don't like this, don't blame Mary Lou, blame me. But I think it's nice. I think you'll like it. So about a quarter cup. I think I need a little bit more in there. Now we're a little bit closer to a quarter cup.
Okay. Well, you know, after you cook as much as we do, you know what a quarter cup looks like and a half a cup looks like, don't you think?
It's close enough, and yes. I've never spit out my own food saying I should have done it.
Right.
I'm an eighth of a cup off.
And you know, my mom and my grandmother never measured anything.
There you go. That's
if your parents have taught you, and you have to go back to school to learn how to do it, you know, I still measure things, but you know what? I'm pretty much confident anymore when I cook that I know how much it is. But for people that are just learning to cook, right, and then you could have this orange, where else?
Well, we could use it as a garnish, or
that's true.
We can throw it in the refrigerator. If you throw it back in the refrigerator, you want to wrap it in some
we will.
some wrap, because otherwise it'll dehydrate very quickly.
Okay,
so that is beautiful. I will now turn on the skillet.
All right.
And
you know which one it is, though. That's good.
I got it right this time, didn't I?
You
I
did.
probably should do it on a smaller burner, but that's okay.
All right.
So all I'm doing is heating up the oil a little bit.
Right.
And then we'll let it get to where I'm confident that it's hot.
Okay.
And then if you'll go ahead and use your scooper there and get that all ready to go in.
All right.
So see, because we don't have to worry about it being too much. That'll just be all the more orange flavor.
Right.
We'll go ahead and
put it in there?
Yeah, I want to get this nice and hot first, and then I'll turn it off as soon as we put it in.
Okay.
You don't want to cook it too long. I think that's kind of a...
Because you would burn it.
Yeah, burn it, and maybe even get rid of some of the oil. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just superstitious. I don't know. I don't think I'm really superstitious. But anyway,
no, you're not.
Go ahead and put that in then.
Okay, I'll put that in there.
And once I see that it's cooking, then
then
I'll do something different with it. Okay.
Okay, you want me to spread it around a little?
Now, I will do that just by sloshing it around like this.
All right.
That's
Ooh,
nice.
that looks
It's turning
good.
very orange, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
The oil's getting nice and orangey.
Okay.
I want to go a little bit longer because I don't think it's... I'm seeing it sizzling a little bit there.
Right.
And then I want to add some sugar. I am going to add...
How much?
This is about a tablespoon and a half.
Okay.
And I'm going to try just putting a little bit in here. Okay, now, I mentioned I was going to turn it off. Now it's really bubbling. It's really...
That's what you want.
Bubbling a lot, yes. And
Okay.
as soon as it gets to that point, I think we're good to go then. I will now turn off the heat completely.
Okay.
I'll pour in
the sugar.
The sugar, yes, most
and
of
that
it.
glazes, doesn't it, Father?
Yes, it does. And then, because it's balsamic,
all right.
Here
you could use this.
It's an orange. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
It's an orange glaze vinaigrette, balsamic vinaigrette. If you'll get the balsamic vinegar
it's right
for me,
there.
here we go.
And you need
And just pour some in. I'm going to say let's pour in a couple of tablespoons to start. We might do a whole quarter cup, but let's see what we've got there. A little bit more. I mean, you can go generous, about twice what you've put in so far.
Right.
A little bit more even. Oh, okay.
Okay.
There we go. I think that's going to be nice.
Okay.
Now, don't take it away too far, though. We might want a little bit more.
Oh,
wow. I think that's nice. And I'm going to put in a little bit of salt because I think lettuce looks nice with salt. But let's here to have a whiff. Can you smell?
Oh, it smells delicious.
Hopefully you'll be able to smell both the salt and the balsamic vinegar. But I mean, you won't smell the salt. You'll get both. What flavors of the orange? That's what we really want. Okay, and that's right. I kept a little bit of salt off on our cottage cheese thing, and I'm putting in not even an eighth of a teaspoon of salt here.
All right, that's good. And
then
you
we'll go nice and light.
Right.
We'll mix it together real nice.
Right.
Okay, and then I want it to cool a little bit here.
Okay. Why don't you let that cool, and I should get the arugula?
Yeah, go ahead and pour the arugula into the bowl then. And I think we're there. You know what? I'll pour just a tiny bit more.
And this is already washed. That's what I love about when you buy these wonderful packages of this lettuce. They've actually already cleaned them.
Yeah, washed it, sanitized it, all that stuff. That's a wonderful thing.
It is a wonderful thing. Okay, so we've got that. We're going to move that out of the way. And then what do we do, Father?
Okay, our next move is to pour the dressing over there. So we'll go ahead and do that a little bit tonight.
Those.
You know what? I'm going to pour this into a different bowl to cool it a little bit more.
Okay. All right, that's fine. Just leave it. You can do that.
I'll take a little bit more of the sugar. Why not? And then I'll get rid of that, and then I'll pour we'll see what the dressing looks like by itself, too. That would be nice.
Yeah, that would be nice.
That orange turned very dark, though. Maybe a little darker than I was hoping it would.
I mean, the actual vinegar is dark anyhow.
Yes, and hopefully that orange peel is just, we turned off the heat soon enough that I think we're okay.
You turned it off.
Okay, so we're going to let this sit here a little bit.
Are you going to put the nuts and the craisins in there yet?
You know what? I could do that to cool it down a little bit. Yeah, I was going to do that. So I bought pecan pieces.
Right.
I'll put those in. Yes, this will cool down our dressing significantly. I went, about not quite a quarter cup of those.
Right.
And we might as well put in a full quarter cup, though, since we're trying to cool down the dressing. And then I have some craisins, some low sugar craisins.
Right.
And I'll put those in about
an eighth of a cup, maybe?
Yeah, maybe 2 or 3 tablespoons. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
So then I'm going to push this around a little bit just so that I feel like we're exposing all that vinegar to as much air as possible.
That looks wonderful. This is my favorite salad. You can never get enough craisins. You can never get enough pecans. And arugula has that wonderful, beautiful, fresh taste.
And if you but this is going to be a little bit of a wilt salad because we didn't let it cool a real long time, but it'll be nice. And because the arugula will stand up to anything, of course, you can put that on a pizza or whatever. So that'll be wonderful. And you can also use almonds if you have almonds.
Yeah, I have
walnuts.
Walnuts,
anything. Yeah, but I like pecans with sweet stuff. I think it's just a wonderful thing.
Right.
To have those two together.
Right. So here's the salad. Let's take a picture of that.
And,
that's really pretty. Okay. Do you want me to do some slices of orange in there or not?
I won't put this. You know, it's a thing. Most women I know love fruit in their salad.
But you don't.
Right. Well, most men I know don't like fruit. But I mean, we don't mind craisins or nuts or raisins, dried out stuff, but we don't want any slimy fruit in our salad.
Okay, we won't put any slimy fruit in the salad. So, Father, we need to see how we're doing in here because I
Yes.
don't want this to.
We've uncovered the lasagna.
Oh my
it is
gosh,
bubbling
is it
away.
bubbling like
We're
crazy?
getting close to about the 45-minute mark,
right.
I think.
And I want to just see what's going on down here, Father, because seriously,
I
don't
think
want
we're
it
ready
to burn.
Yeah, we put our garlic bread in there. I think it's time we can take out the lasagna and let it sit a little bit.
Okay.
If that's
Let me
okay,
just-
I'll
let
move
me
this
just
out of the
move
way.
this.
Sure,
Hold
sure,
on.
sure.
All right. So, and then we can just show it.
Yes, and then we can move the garlic
Can
bread
I
to the
have
top
those?
shelf. Oh,
Can I
sure,
have
sure.
those, please?
You want these oven mitts?
Yeah,
Great. Yes,
all
these
right,
are
all right,
great
these-
oven mitts you have here.
Yeah, well, we need an oven nut mitt sponsor. That would be good. Okay, so look at that lasagna. Oh my gosh, that is gorgeous. That is perfect, Father.
It is wonderful, isn't it? And
Yeah.
that was at 325. So
Right.
it cooked fast for us. It might. Do you want to move that to the higher shelf and then put it to?
I do.
We're just going to cook off the rest of this. So again, we put a little bit of garlic butter and oil and basil. I also sprinkled a little bit of salt on the garlic bread on the top of it.
So what we could do, Father, is you could take one of those mitts and I could put it right there and we could take a picture of it.
How nice.
Right.
Okay.
And
So
which would be
we'll
nice.
put the lasagna forward then, huh?
Okay,
Right on here?
Right on here, Father.
Okay. Wonderful.
And then we can take a really nice picture of it.
Here I come.
Okay.
And?
You need to put those things down first.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Hold on, let me
Oh,
lift
you
it.
mean
Yeah.
use these as a trivet? I was
Yes.
wondering about that. Okay.
Move it. No.
Over here, is that okay?
Well, that's fine. Okay. So what we can do is I'm going to bring it over here and let our producer take a beautiful picture of it because we have to let the lasagna sit for a little while, right? So that it kind of like congeals a little bit, Father.
It does, yes. It's like trying to serve a pie right after it's coming out.
And
It's
we
all
had,
runny.
remember that one
Yeah,
time
yeah.
we had
Oh, that's
fun
right.
with that?
Maybe we
Yeah.
could drop a phone in it once that happened on the show.
You know, we actually did drop the phone. We had to get a new one.
Mm-hmm.
But that's all right. It didn't make that much difference, right? So, I think we've run out of time, Father.
Well, it smells great, so if that means it's supper time, that's fine with me.
It's fine with me, too. And we're going to see you next time on Kathryn Raaker's The Chef You and I. Don't forget to check out our website at thechefyouandi.com. And thank you so much for making a delicious meal for us.
Again, it was Mary Lou's lasagna recipe.
And we'll see you next time on Kathryn Raaker's The Chef You and I. And it'll be up on our website so you can get the recipe.
Nice.
All right? So see you next time. Bon appetit.
Thanks for joining us on the Chef You and I show today. We'll be back next week with another great and healthy recipe. Don't forget to visit our website, thechefyouandi.com, for all of our featured recipes, cooking tips, and clips of the show.